Yo guys, what is up? Today I'm going to be doing just some general maintenance on my 2011 Ford Ranger, my daily driver. Just hit a little over 100,000 miles, and so it's now time to put some spark plugs in it to ensure that it just continues to run correctly. So I'm just going to be doing that today. I just want to do a quick little video and walk you through the process. You get to see me struggling a lot, and then we'll just go from there. So without further ado, oh yeah. Oh wait, that's steel. Okay, so starting off here on the driver's side, I basically just took some time and pulled off the rubber boots on top of the spark plug. And that's basically all that happened during this section, is just getting those removed so I could actually get access to the spark plugs, as well as I kind of tried to come up with a game plan in my mind for what I was going to do. Nah, no, don't do that. Dang, this one just does not want to finish on threading. So we have the first new one next to the first old one. Not terrible, but there's definitely a difference between the two. So I'm glad we're changing them now, but they definitely had some more life left technically. Similar shape, getting a little rusted. I'm gonna put some anti-seize on the front one definitely, or on the rest of them I should say. Something like that. You don't need a whole lot, but just enough to cover the threads so that it goes in and it doesn't rust and corrode as bad. And the way I like to do this is I always put it in the actual socket and then find the hole and thread it in by hand, which on this engine is proving to be pretty difficult. For my experience, that's usually tight enough, but since this is my truck, I'm going to go ahead and double check that with the actual wrench. Make sure I feel good about that torque. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, I was barely able to get the extension and the socket on there, and I got the ratchet on without being able to see, and so now I can actually take it off and put and go from there. So let's do that now. Well, despite the fact that that was the hardest one to find, it was the easiest one to put on. So rowing a boat, dude, I can't get to the end. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything. Now I made the end. Okay, that should be tight enough. That is all of them on this side done. There we go. You can only see like a millimeter of it, so it was kind of hard to get that. Now we'll just go ahead and put all the boots back on. If I was smart, I would have bought some lithium grease or dielectric grease or something to stick on those threads or on that bolt to make it easier, but I guess I'm not smart. We don't really have a whole lot of problem with corrosion here, and it does look like it's going pretty easy. Oh man, almost. I should be able to get these off again in the future if I ever have to do this. I just want to say, if you thought the last side was bad, these are going to be a total pain. The third one's over here somewhere. Okay, here for the better part of probably 30 to 45 minutes, I really struggled to get this last spark plug boot off. I'm not sure why, but it was just in a really super tight spot, and I didn't have any leverage or any way to get my hands in. And I went through 5 or 6 different tools, pliers and stuff to try to get that off. And I eventually found one that I just was able to kind of twist it and pull at the same time, and it came off. But that took me quite a while to get there, and really like actually 45 minutes or so to pull this one off. So got that done, but it did take me some time. This is officially the hardest piece of shit I've ever done, but I got it. Alright, we're going to make a slight revision to the plan. I'm going to try to get it through the fender well instead. Can't fit that in there. You know, I always talk about how I'm excited or proud that I have most of the tools I need until I get in a situation like this, and it's like, oh, you know, a 1/4-inch electric ratchet would be great. I have the 3/8 one. Usually when I get in stupid situations like this, I'll say something along the lines of, oh, you know what we do for money, but this is straight up just for not money, for save money. But holy cow, dude. This has been an adventure. I'm currently on the floor truck. I'm gonna try to get that out of there. I have never felt like I needed $1 million so bad, but it is out of that engine. With much suffering and great success, I'd like to say that is tight enough. I've officially replaced the hardest piece on this entire engine. I'm very excited to be done with this, but man, was that a pain. Okay, after taking a minute to put myself together, I guess, let's get this finished so I can go home tonight. Okay, so here I decided I was going to take the spark plugs out from the top, at least the other two, since I got the last one already and put the fender well back together at this time. Basically, this was just a lot of struggling, and I eventually found that the easiest way to do this was with an odd combination of extensions and stuff. So I had the spark plug socket, my normal non-swivel, non-long one set up, with a 3/8 to 1/4 inch adapter on my medium short 1/4 inch extension, and then on my 1/4 inch ratchet. So it ended up being just a really weird combination of things in order for me to kind of get good access to the front two spark plugs. And then at the same time, it was getting pretty late. You know, I'd already been working on this for a few hours, and I did need to get home, so I just went ahead and finished that off with my weird combination of things to get this truck out of the way. But overall, was kind of a big pain. But I did get it eventually, but just the footage for that I decided to scrap because it was just taking too long. Okay, now I'll be honest, I kind of skipped ahead and hurried up just because of the interest of time. It's getting pretty late, and I still gotta go home and come back to work tomorrow, so I just kind of threw this back together. Let's see if it fires up and has any misfires. Alright, so we're in the truck. Turn that off for now. Perfect. Runs great. That's exactly what I wanted to see at the end of this adventure. Just everything running fine. No weirdness in the idle. It seems pretty normal for what this truck usually idles at. So no major concern there. Thank God. Okay, it's going to be a little loud now, but here's all the bad plugs, or old ones. The main problem is these threads get pretty corroded. It just causes problems, but they're all taken care of. Alright, so all done now. I did get quite a few scrapes and cuts, and since I use my hands for a daily basis, I made sure to bandage them because they are starting to tear open, and it just is annoying to always have open wounds on your hands. So went ahead, got that ready to go. Also have the hat backwards just for some better lighting on my face, and we're sitting in the truck after it's done. What did I learn from this? Well, a few main takeaways. First of all, I'm not a Ford technician, and I learned that today. You know, I'm not sure how they do it. Book time is 1.3 hours, and I definitely didn't do it in that time. It took me over an hour, or a little over 3 hours actually, to do this whole job. Driver's side, not a problem, but the passenger side really kicked my butt. So I wonder if I went more through the fender well, if I'd be able to do that better. If anyone knows a Ford technician, that would be great to know. I'm also going to call and see what their labor rate or what they quote for this job is so that I can see how much money I really saved by this. You know, it was definitely a time sink, so I want to know if it was worth my time actually doing this myself and getting all hurt and cut up and spending 3 hours after work wanting to die, or if I should have just paid someone like $200 and called it good. This also made me love and appreciate kind of how we've come in terms of technology. Like, this is an overhead cam engine, just like a lot of modern vehicles, but the spark plugs is so different than like a lot of the modern overhead cam engines. You know, this is more along like the old style, like 350, 302 Ford, like those engine style of spark plugs, where they're in there deep, where the exhaust system is. This engine is more like that, and it's a huge pain to get to, especially on the passenger side. So again, I wonder how much money I saved. But, you know, it's a learning experience. This is the only Ford Ranger I've ever worked on. I work on a lot of Nissans and some other foreign manufacturers. And every now and then I'll have some American manufacturer, but it's very rare that I ever see a Ranger here where I work. And so I've had zero experience with these trucks. So yeah, the best I can come up with is maybe the passenger wheel well. Other than that though, that's all I have to say. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please drop those down in the comments below. As always, please subscribe and have a wonderful day. The only other thing I'd like to mention is this is kind of a video where it makes me step outside of my comfort zone. Camera shy, not really a problem with that, but recording around people, I have a problem with that. Like right now I'm over here in the corner, mostly because there's a lot going on over there and I want to be out of that. It's just hard for me to feel comfortable recording in front of people, and so this video, you might see it, especially in the beginning, I'm a little shy about that. But overall, I'm trying to break out of that and become more comfortable with it. So right now, I told him, hey, I'm going to record, and I'm over here working on that. My boss just walked by. I told him the same thing. So I'm trying to come out of my comfort zone a little bit with this video. Fingers crossed that that works. But anyway, have a good one.